All right, guys, we here. It's Light Up Podcast. You already know. Yo, chill with that. The shit was about to fall.
Nah, wait. Sponsorship.
My guy, fucking, we here right now with a legend. He is very, very known. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. He has
better find out.
the number one dispensary right now open in Harlem. The only dispensary open in Harlem, period. Not no smoke shop shit when you go to the store and buy your grab or your little stupid ass block work eighth. Nah, nigga, we talking about real marijuana. You see the table, bro. You know what time it is, bro. We don't really got to say much. We with the legend himself. Anything y'all want to say for the intro? Or what's up?
This is going to be a good one. If you know, you know. That's all you got to know.
I'm super excited because they're going to get some real history in now.
Yes, sir. We here with Jeffrey Lopez Sr. Clap it up for him one more time.
The OG, the Don.
What's up, New York? What's up?
How's your day going today so far?
Going great. Just closed shop a little bit earlier. Drove over here to do this with you guys. You already know.
Sir, the man is on the hour.
That's a real New Yorker right there, guys.
Entrepreneur right there, man. My boy,
word.
my guy's on the clock, bro. He's busy all fucking 24 hours of the day.
Hustle game is back.
Yes,
You
sir.
already know the hustle never stopped.
For real.
So let's talk about a little bit about your business. What's the name of it?
Got them buds in the building. You already know.
Yes,
Harlem,
sir.
New York.
There you go.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Where's it across the street from?
The Apollos.
Ooh.
If you know, you know, man. If you know, you know.
You're around some good history there, you know?
Yes, sir.
And we made history, too. First owned, black, brown, woman owned.
Nice.
You already know.
Everything.
In the building. You know,
Everything.
history.
How it feels?
Alright.
How's that feeling, knowing from where you come from and, you know, where you at now? How does it feel like?
It's a great feeling because, you know, from being in a corner block to being in a building now to being a corner boy to be corporate right now is amazing.
To the boss, man.
Valid.
He went, woo!
So
He went every level you could think of.
yes, sir. And also it's like to add to what D Lover was saying and shit. By the
D-Lover
way,
in the building.
it's Panther, D Lover, J God in the building for me.
Street name Cuz, you already know.
My guy, Cuz.
Cars in the
But,
building.
To get very like to break it down a little bit more, like what was it like when you was younger and shit like that, like because at the same time you wasn't born rich or anything like that. I'm assuming you was born poor, you know what I'm saying? You had to like find a way to get some in your pocket in order to get the new Air Force Ones or whatever the case is, to now like having a dispensary in Harlem. Like, how did that shit even go about? Like, what the fuck? Like, like how'd that happen? Like,
Give us a little backstory.
It's a lot to just give you in one moment. So to make it quick,
So you gonna make a movie? Is what you're saying?
I'm gonna
Nigga,
make a
you
movie.
gonna-
I'm gonna make a
we
movie.
making a
man, we on
Live and
me.
direct. You heard it at Light Up first.
Yo, what's this
Light
movie
up
gonna be
movie.
about?
Oh, man.
About you?
Not only
Your rise?
my rise,
The
from-
rise?
from-
Light Up Productions,
from
man.
cleaning buildings and mopping buildings and sweeping buildings in Harlem to being in Dyckman on the corner to being all over the city. You could say, in other words, in other states, just bringing that board into the city.
yes,
If
sir.
you know, you know.
If you
I have
know,
a-
you know. But back to Randy's question. You know, what was it like?
It was always tough, like being young, not able to get a job because you already have a case on you because of marijuana. It was tough, to try to raise a kid at the age of 19, it was crazy. Even when you got a legit job back in 97, you was getting paid like $5.50 an hour.
Yeah, that was minimum wage, boy. You know what I'm saying?
$5.
And motherfuckers was comfortable with that, boy.
Word.
Little 150 a week. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Damn, you go with your mouth, nigga. Hey, right after
Yo, come
after
on,
taxes,
man.
you hit it right on the money, 150 a week.
No cap, bro. Come on, man.
Nah,
Like,
that's
And you was
crazy.
going to
I'm
school
not a-
too through all that.
I was going to college. First, early in the morning, by 7 in the morning, I had to be in the A train to be in the Bronx, to be a security guard. By 4 o'clock, I had to run to the train station to go down to 59th Street to John Jay College.
damn.
And then having to drop out just because you had one marijuana case.
And what was your goal with going to John Jay?
What was my goal? I was going to be in law, anything that had to do with law. I was willing to, when at 19,
Nice.
18, 19 years old, you don't think you know what you want. You don't really know what
you
you
think-
want.
you
So I was
think
just
you
going
know
to
it
school
all
for
when you-
law.
Yeah, you think you know it all when you're a young boy and shit.
What's
Shit,
that?
we nearly in our late 20s, and I feel like I don't know shit still, bro.
Late 20s.
No
The more you
cap.
know, the more you realize you just don't know shit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Crazy.
So
You live and you learn.
a question.
You know, word.
What's
Nah,
up,
go
you?
ahead, you can go.
What I wanted to ask is, how was the impact when? First of all, to begin with, were you there when Hayes was introduced into Uptown, or did it was it already around when you was there, like in the movement, the culture, was it already there, or
The Hayes really blew up to me. The Hayes really blew up in '97.
Okay.
Like any
That's my
from
year.
'97 and up, like there was an epidemic. It was an epidemic.
a pandemic?
It was a pandemic where everybody wanted to just fucking smoke. And that was the best thing that ever happened to the street, that everybody wanted to smoke bud because people was leaving fucking crack. They was leaving
Good thing they
coke. They was
did.
leaving dope just to fucking smoke weed. So that was the best thing. Like the weed pandemic was crazy in New York City. Even the hustler, it was the best thing that ever happened to even hustlers. Like I seen hustlers that was selling crack turn into a fucking weed man. Just because the money was so good and so easy.
Yeah.
And the charges was,
And nobody's dying. You can't overdose off this shit, bro.
To me, that was like the best thing that ever happened, the weed epidemic.
What was it like back then versus now with this new law passed, with everybody being allowed to smoke weed? Like, talk about that during your childhood days, because now we could smoke in the park and whatever and not get kicked out, but that wasn't the case back in y'all days.
Not back then. You had to hide to fucking even roll the blunt. You understand? You was even going to jail just by having a crack Philly or crack Dutch in your hand, and your man's had the bud. He was able to walk off, and you was going to jail for the night because you had a Philly or a Dutch in your hand.
Yo, is it true if there was a blunt near you, you would still get in trouble?
Hell yeah, I went to jail for a few times just because there was a roach right next to me. Well, y'all don't know, a roach is the smallest part of the joint, you know? You was going to jail.
For those who don't know it.
Yeah, you was going to jail just to be having a roach.
Damn,
next
it
to
was
you.
that crazy.
It
back
was
then?
that crazy
So-
back then. Like, you know how many cops became sergeants and then moved up in ranks just because they was taking people to jail for weed? It was crazy.
Sheesh.
Crazy.
And how did all those times you got locked up for something so small like that affect you in the future?
It affected me at the moment when I was younger, and it affected me to this moment right now when they was able to pass all these laws that I was able to get a license to be able to sell cannabis legally. Before that, it was tough. I couldn't get a job. Like, it was hard to get a job.
Damn.
At 19, at 20, 21, 22, 23, all those ages, it was hard for me to get a job. So I was forced to be outside on the block. And thank God that I bumped into marijuana. Like, cannabis actually saved my family from not starving. That I was able to sell that
that's
nickel
deep.
bag, that dime bag, that 20 bag, that ounce, that
Shit.
pound, so I could support my family.
Some real OG
know?
shit going on.
Real hustler shit, though. Real hustler shit.
Facts.
Okay.
And you went to school in New York? You went to school out here?
I went to elementary to junior high school to high school to college. I did all that in New York. I'm a straight up New Yorker. Born in Harlem.
Was you always
Lived
in New York?
Harlem. The only time I wasn't in New York was right after I was born. Maybe I was a year or less. I was sent to DR. I came back when I was about 6 years old.
Okay.
Not knowing no English, not knowing even how to
Damn.
write the letter O. I was that
Jeez.
illiterate. I ain't know shit.
Shit.
You know, so it was crazy.
And how was that transition from not knowing English to, coming to this country? And
I was lost. I was out there in the country, in the hills, free. Like, to come over here, being locked down in an apartment, to going to school and you got to be locked down in school. Like, it was crazy. It was confusing for me. And not knowing the language even worse, because you didn't have a teacher that didn't know Spanish. It was over. Like,
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
forget about you,
yeah,
huh?
like, not.
You sitting back in the class.
I mean, imagine 45 of us in the class for one teacher, and the teacher probably didn't know Spanish. So imagine that.
Yo, like, you know more Spanish than a Spanish teacher and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shit.
It's crazy.
And what high school you went to?
Park West High School.
Oh, shit. Represent Park
okay.
West.
Park West.
Nice.
So also, so like, was it like something where you was like hustling and then also going to school to maintain your school drip and shit like that, or like, how did that go about? Like, did you like stay in school, hustled? You feel me, or like finish school and then started hustling, and then How did that work? Like you was always on your hustling shit, like because you was poor, or like, and when I say hustle, I mean like just general, like just making money. Period. Like
Nah, I've been in hustle since I was a kid. I remember collecting cans of bottles and bottles for 5 cents and gathering up in the milk crates, going to the corner store and be like, listen, I got so many bottles. How much you gonna give me? And you can't play me because I know 5 cents for each can, for each bottle.
Wow.
So I was doing that. I was cleaning buildings for supers, helping them out for a few dollars. When I was 16, I remember buying my first ounces on 141st and 7th Ave from the Jamaican. What's up to the Jamaican? You already know.
you know.
I remember buying an ounce for $50. My boy D, rest in peace, going up to a rooftop and no scales, no nothing, just eyeballing them shits, just bagging them shits up. We did 31 bags. We was happy. Fuck it. We got bags that we could smoke, and then we want to sell the other 30 bags. Made $150 revenue, and then we that was, remember, it was $100 PC.
Yeah, word.
So, I remember D was like, yo, I'm gonna keep my 50. I need it. I'm gonna spend it. I said, nah, you know what? My 50 plus the 50 that we already invested, I'm gonna go buy 2 ounces now.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
And then I remember that got shut down because we was young. We was only 16, so we lived with our parents. So we stopped.
Yeah, facts.
I remember when we was 18, going to 19. I remember we had some other cats, rest in peace, in academy, and they started doing the Haze thing. So I remember they recruited us like, yo, you know what? We feel y'all kids, y'all wanna be down with us.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, fuck it, like this should have been us, but fuck it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we got down. We got down with the crew. I remember we was making like $350 a week.
Oh, so you was rich back then, huh?
$350 a week just to be selling bud. It was
Everybody
cool.
making 150, bro.
And at
150 is
that
what people was living off of, and you making 150 is what people were living off of, and you making $350 a week.
I remember
Let that sink in.
We went 3 to 4 months. We was the block picked up. And we hustle our boys like, yo, y'all gotta pay us more. Like, when we got here, y'all was selling like $800 a night. Now you selling like 2 G's a night.
Shit.
You gotta keep it on the low. We're gonna give y'all both $400. Everybody else $350. Keep it like that. Bet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So you said you was 16. So fast forward 3 years later when you had your first child.
My first time.
That made me, you know.
I mean, it was tough because I remember I was security guard for $150 a week. Remember I mentioned that?
Yeah.
Going to college. Then I left that job to make more money, like $400-$500 a week to wash dishes in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. I had to do what I had to do. I had a kid. I had a girl at the time. I had an apartment at 18, 19. I had my own apartment with a son and you could say a shorty. Back then we used to call instead of wifey, we used to call him, and I got a shorty.
I still
I call that.
There's a lot of people still use that.
Yeah, we still use that. We still use that. Yeah, we still use that.
That's the thing.
We still use that. Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the thing.
All right, so so it was tough. So then, leaving that job, I remember my boy D, rest in peace, like, yo, let's just get down and work on the block. Fuck it. We was doing this when we were 16. The opportunity now is not for us to run the block, but let's run the block with the bosses at the time. So it was like, fuck it, it is what it is. Instead of washing dishes, I just switched it. And I went back and I went to sell bud. I said, fuck it.
Let me make
it. Yeah, I was a pitcher. I was a lookout. I was a manager. And so it came, rest in peace to my boys. It was sad to,
Yeah, man.
They had to go, they had to go so I could grow, and that was sad. And the sad part about that is that I was crowned to have the block regardless, So they crowned me with the block. Like, yo, Jay, this is you. They crowned me, and, to see them go the way they went, it was sad. It was, it was fucked up.
It is what it is. It's a part of your journey and shit, and a part of your growth. You have to experience these things in order to become the person that you are and shit like that. And speaking of block and stuff like that, so in your lifetime of your hustling career, this is very random of me, but did you happen to come across a man with the nickname called Panther Senior?
Of course, that's my cousin. You already know. He was already in the streets before I was in the streets. I used to look at him like he was my role model because he was in the streets. I'm like, fuck it, he's in the streets, and he's only a year or two older than me.
Yeah, facts. And like how was that like how was the the hustling and like y'all cashing out and like, yo, let's go to Foot Locker and get these bread 11s and whatever like what was the type of sneak, like what was the music y'all was listening to, what was the clothes y'all was rocking, what was the sneakers that y'all cop, like what was the drip when y'all was our age making bread? Because I know by the time you fast forward and reach our age, like 25 to 28, 29 and shit like that, like you was already like, you feel me, Jaguared out, you feel me, like
I ain't
pulling
even
up on niggas, like you really, you feel me?
But by the time I had the Jaguar, that was like 08.
Nah,
That's before the recession hit.
Facts.
Like
But-
you went fast forward.
Yeah, I'll fast forward. We're gonna bring it back.
Bring
though,
it back.
But
Like,
what was it those early days though with Panther Senior and all that?
I mean, we were both in different lanes. You understand? So
Yes,
I
sir.
can't really say much about what he was doing. You understand? I know he was making bread and stuff at the time, but we was in different lanes. So I can't really tell you more. But when it comes to style, I wasn't really big on style. Like I really like dressing up when I'm gonna go out. Like I'll be a regular Joe. You could catch me with anything on.
Just like
tonight,
that. Just like that.
I feel that.
As long as I got clothes on me, I'm all right. Everybody wants name brand shit. But I wasn't really going crazy on that. I would spend a couple of dollars if I know I was going clubbing, if I know I was going to a house party, for the family. I'll dress up. But besides that, I'm a regular Joe.
Okay, I like that. And how about the music? What type of who you was jamming to? Like who's your like?
To be honest, remember I said when I came back into the country, I didn't know no English, and I was listening to rap music when I was 6, 7 years old. But I was listening to Run DMC, the Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys got you.
Like LL Cool J, I remember my favorite song, and I didn't really know what hell we were saying. LL Cool J is bad as hell, because J Lopez, so LLJ, so it was cool, like not knowing the language and little by little knowing little words here and then and listening to that beat, that bass, it was cool, and then seeing everybody with the cardboards dancing, that was weird to me, but it was cool though. That's how.
Fire.
So then in the 90s, that roughneck shit came through. Everybody wanted to be tough. Yeah. So we was listening to Onyx, Naughty by Nature, you name it. In the 90s, I was listening.
Like listening to Slam and shit like that.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Who would you say is your favorite artist?
From that time.
From what era though? Whichever we're talking about.
The
The 90s or the 80s?
To be honest, you could do 80s, 90s, and then your all times.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you my favorite song of all times is from Rob Bass. Damn, what is it? How it goes? It takes two so the thing go right. What is it? How it goes?
Say it one more time.
That Rob Bass. You gotta play that shit so you could know what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Yeah, Rob Bass. They in Harlem by the Polo Ground and they dancing. That was my favorite song of all time. And it's fucked up. I can't even remember the
Doing
song.
a little retro. But besides that, any other while we're doing the looking it up right now.
I mean, there's so many artists. It's like when you got so many, you can't even think about it at the moment when you
Who's
ask.
your all time then?
Forget
Forget the time.
All
Just your
time.
all time.
Jay-Z. I ain't gonna front.
Jay-Z. Why Jay-Z?
Okay.
Because Jay-Z was in the era when I was leaving high school.
Yeah.
You understand? So he was new. So at the same time, he was talking about that hustle game and all that. So I was into that. I was, that's what I always wanted to be a hustler. So Jay-Z was my favorite to this day. I could listen to all his albums, any song of his, and I'm all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Around the time
valid.
he was out. His music was popping. I remember being young, hearing his songs in the car with you all the time. That was some good time.
That Blueprint, I was going heavy on that. Anywhere I used to go, bang, I used to throw on that Jay-Z, that Blueprint.
I actually found your favorite song of all time.
Let me see.
Man.
Quick 15 seconds.
Let's see what this is about.
Let's see.
There you go.
I saw the Apollo and everything of them dancing and everything.
There you go. Like, you can't say that's not one of the best songs to dance to and to listen to.
Oh!
Well, what is the name of the song
It
again?
takes two.
It takes two.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. We got it.
We can't play the whole
We can't play the whole thing. No copyright.
We don't own the copyrights to this, by the way. We
just
do not
know-
own the copyrights.
Just
Yeah.
We got the song. It
right.
takes two.
It takes two.
Valid.
Yeah, you already
It's,
know.
it's
Nah, that was
crazy
my
that you got your
go-to.
store right there though.
That's what's even more crazy. Like that's my favorite videos of all time.
And then they shot it right where you open up your store.
Right across the
Wow.
screen.
Valid.
Yo,
How
crazy.
life works.
Crazy.
It's a circle, man. Circle
Something
of
is
life.
for you, is for you.
Word. Okay.
That's how it goes.
So you used to be skinny back then, huh?
I'm still skinny. You think
No, I'm
fat?
talking.
Yeah, nah,
I'm talking about.
I was slim. I ain't gonna lie. I was
So-
slim, and what got me big was being in the corner, smoking, and eating. Right now, the same meal that I'm gonna eat when I get home.
Word. So what
Yeah.
you was eating when you was outside? All right. So
Wait,
We had so many
Chet,
options.
don't say.
so what foods was like you was usually eating every day?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. We had so many. We was in the city. We was out in the open, so we had everything in our disposal. Everything
Okay.
was, you know.
But
What was your go-to?
I remember there was this small little restaurant right there in Academy and Nego. I forgot the name because it's not even there no more. I think there's a club there right now.
I
know what you're talking
remember
about.
that
Yeah,
restaurant.
so you know it was family. So we used to always get them rice and beans, everything, the totones. Like yo, you know what? Order. That don't worry. That order. How many of us? It's like 5 of us in the block right now. Fuck it, get one order. We all gonna eat out of that one order.
Damn.
So what you mean, Jay? I said, listen, if Jesus broke up the bread, we could break up this food. Facts. Like we ain't starving. Like we don't got enough money, but we eating. We all eating though.
So that's what really got you
Yeah.
to gain some weight.
Eating in the block all day, then going home, smoking a joint, and then just eating whatever I found in the stove or in the refrigerator. So I got
Shit.
big, and I remember I got down with my cousin OG, bro. Oh my God, man, this man we would go at 4 or 5 in the morning and eat and order 2 orders. I'm talking about we got steak right here, we got chicken over there,
Damn.
tortone, dessert. Like at 4 or 5 in the morning, like yo, bro, we both of us could just eat one meal. Nah, cuz we gotta eat.
Nah.
Having,
I remember that.
yo, it was crazy. 4 or 5 in the morning having a dinner with everything all over the table. It's crazy.
Sheesh.
So let's bring it back a little bit. So you had a lot of highs and lows while being in the streets, but what would you say was the most challenging thing you had to deal with or worry about while
That's a good
being
one.
active?
I mean,
That's a great question.
challenging, everybody knows when you're in the streets, the most challenging thing you got to do is try to stay out of jail. That was the most biggest thing. I got a lot of OG friends that tell me, yo, cuz, you was the smartest one. I'm like, what you mean you was the smartest one? I'm like, yo, bro, out of all of us, we did time. Some of us is not even here on earth no more. Rest in peace.
There's
You
a
know,
piece.
but you never really did real time. Yeah, you went through the system, in and out through the system, just going through the bookings 26 times, but I never did like 5 years, a year, 2 years. So that's why a lot of my OG friends be like, yo, my nigga, you was the smartest dude there was out of all of us. Sometimes you was the ones making the least money, but you was the smartest of all of us. And then you wasn't greedy. You always had a good heart. Like, you wouldn't even care. Like, you know what, fuck it, y'all do that transaction. I don't got to be in it. But you was the plug, but you didn't. How the hell you was doing the connection and you wouldn't eat just because the numbers was in, enough for everybody to eat. You wouldn't care. Like, fuck it, go ahead, y'all do the shit. Something goes wrong, don't call me though, because y'all good to be friends right now and y'all cool because y'all making money right now. But don't call me when something goes wrong to fix y'all problem because I ain't making no money out of that. I'm just letting y'all eat. That's the way I was. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the reason nobody really. There was a few that wanted to snitch and went and snitched, But I think that's what saved me, that I wasn't greedy and I was always loyal to anybody I roll with. If you feel that I disrespected you, it's because you did something wrong to me first. And that's how it goes. That's how I was. I was humble as fuck in the streets, and everybody knows that.
Okay.
Super humble. That's how I got by.
That's why you gotta like have so much respect too, right?
Yeah, a lot of people respect, the way I walked. A lot don't, A lot of people wanted me to be tougher for certain situations. I just wanted to be smart. That's all,
Okay.
If you can answer, were there ever moments where they were like life and death situations that you had to experience?
Of course, all the time. I remember when rest in peace when my boys, they got taken to heaven. And I say heaven because that's where I want them to be at. You know, when I took over in charge of being in charge of the business, I had so many people be like, "Yo, listen, they ain't here no more. This is us now." I'm like, "You bugging out of my dead body, and then that's how you gonna get this thing from me. If you ain't killing me, you ain't taking shit." So a lot of people backed up, like, "Damn, shit, whoa, what the fuck? I thought he was humble." Yeah, I was humble into it. I needed to be humble. Once I needed to, I didn't need to be humble. I was tough. I had to build a tough heart. And it's tough when you're not a person that want to have a cold heart, but the streets, sometimes you got to step up and show that cold heart. Like, I'm down as much as you down. You want to kill me? I'll kill you too. Fuck it. But I'm gonna kill you in self-defense, not just because.
Yeah.
You know how many people owe me money that I never went to threaten them to get my money. I had people come threaten me because something probably didn't go right in business transactions. Not everything goes right.
Yeah.
So I had motherfuckers that wanted to just be like, "Yo, Jeff, give me my money, I'm gonna kill you." I said, "So then kill me, motherfucker, because you ain't gonna put pressure telling me that you're gonna kill me to pay you." Something went wrong.
Yeah.
It didn't go wrong because I wanted to go wrong. It went wrong. Like, that's how it is. In the streets, not everything goes perfect. Because remember, we was always living in the shadow. So to do things living in the shadow is crazy because you don't want to get caught doing what you're doing, but you want to get, you want to make money.
Facts.
So there'll be times like I'll front somebody some work, because they were like, "Yo, Jeff, I need help. Oh, here's some work." They fuck up the bread. Now I got to answer to the person or to the plug that I took the work from. Now I got people threatening me because somebody else that I try to look out, they fucked up on the bread. But anytime that I worked with somebody and something went wrong, I manned up. I said, "Don't worry, I'll pay you. I might not have the money now, but I'm gonna work my ass off to pay you because I never wanted to owe nobody." So if I ever did business with you and it went wrong, I paid you. And if I haven't paid you back, it's because shit is tough. Fuck you. And you probably threaten me. And that's why I'm not paying you, because I'm not going to take lightly that you threaten me. I'm going to pay you, but don't threaten me to pay you,
I feel
and
it.
that's the way I always work in the street. Always walk the same way. Anytime there was a loss and it was in my responsibility, I'll man up and I'll take that debt and I'll be like, "Yo, listen, the shit happened. I'm going to pay you. Just give me time, but I'm going to pay you. Didn't run from you. Didn't hide from you. I told you, shit got lost. Shit happened. You don't want to believe how it happened. All you want to know about your bread, then your bread was, I got you. Don't worry. You know how much money I lost because I paid debt just because I didn't want to get the other person in trouble.
Yeah,
because they fucked up on the bread and I just took the blame and I'm like, fuck it. You know what? I'll pay that. That was my responsibility, It was my fault. I gave him the shit.
Bullshit.
But
how was being in the street how did it affect you mentally and emotionally and physically? Like, did it ever take a toll on you? Like, it was getting too much for you, or you didn't have time to even
digest that?
Yeah.
How can I say? I mean, when you're a street hustler, you got to worry about the cops. You got to worry about the stick-up kids. You got to worry about your friend that's with you every day because they the closest ones to even hurt you. So it's mentally, you can't even trust the shorty that you with at the time too much because you don't know if she's with you because you got the bread right now. It's a lot of things, A street vendor, its mentality is strong, especially when you're doing something that to the law is not legal. It's even tougher because you're trying to get away from not getting caught to go to jail. You're trying to provide for your family. You're trying to be a good dude, but at the same time, there's a lot of foul dudes out there that they want to take your hard-earned sweat and blood and tears and just take it from you. Yeah, just take it from you. Like
people who just always asking and wanting and taking, right?
I mean, those you could deal with because they ain't trying to rob you. They just trying to, I'm talking about like
backstabbers.
No, I'm talking about real stick-up kids that they see you grinding, they see you build the block, they see that you making bread.
Mm-hmm.
Now they want to take it from you because they don't want to put in the work. Like in my era, we was hustlers. I don't know, like we was hustlers. So you'll find 20 dudes in a corner. You'll go to another corner, find 5 other dudes. You go to another corner. In my era, we was hustlers. We was about making bread. Then came 2008, 2009 when shit was getting fucked up. People became stick-up kids, and that became the trend for a minute. and that's when you gotta worry. When anybody you doing business with, now you gotta second guess. Like, damn, this motherfucker trying to set me up.
Yeah.
Like, what crew he's down with? And it's crazy. It's crazy, and it mentally it's tough because you gotta deal with everybody bullshit in the streets just so you can provide for the home. And sometimes shit is tough. Sometimes you go be outside all day, you didn't make $1. The street was just tough. December, January, February, March, the street be tough. It be cold. Money ain't really cycling like that. It's crazy.
Nobody want to go outside and do drugs.
It's crazy.
Nobody want to go smoke weed in the cold and shit.
It's crazy.
You was out there like you was out there on some 9 to 5 shit. You was out there on some 24 hours shit.
I started like a 9 to 5. Like when I say start is when I got down with this crew up in Dykeman, and we was really holding on the block. Like, we was stepping on the block at 9 in the morning. We wasn't closing until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Jeez.
Understand? So
I feel that.
I always been a morning guy. So at any given time, I didn't care. It was daylight. I always preferred to be outside in the daytime. But there was time that I worked the night shift, from like 7 at night to 3, 4, 5 in the morning, And most of the time we was breaking out at 2 in the morning because we wanted to hit the clubs. 20 years old, 25, 30, you
Couple hundred on your pocket.
Yeah. And back then you was able to see a future of selling bud. Like, I remember I had boys like, yo, Jeff, I live with my mom, so, I can't really be out here, yo, can I make a few dollars? And I'm like, you know what? The next customer that comes with an ounce, you probably make $50, $40. Just serve that and break out, and just let him eat. I used to do some shit like that. Like, I didn't care. Like, yo, you was hungry, you want to eat, I'm on the block. Fuck it. You had next customer, you serve. So that make your little $40, $50, $60 out of 1 ounce. Back then, you was making $40, $60, even $100 out selling 1 ounce. I remember we was getting ounces at $400 a haze and selling at $450, $475, make a quick $50, $75 out of each ounce. You understand? You could probably, on a regular 8-hour shift, you was able to make $300, $400 just selling ounces on the side, besides your check that you was gonna get for holding down the block. There was a future back then. Talking about from the 90 all the way to like 2015 when the game really got really crazy. You was really, really able to make money selling bud on the block.
What do you think is the difference of selling bud back then versus selling bud now?
The difference real big. Back then, you had to fucking hide to really sell bud. Right now, people's out there in the public selling bud with fucking in a car with a fucking sign. I got 100 different strain. Like that was a dream for us back then.
So like us right now with the table full with stuff right now?
Yeah, like that's how I see people doing it now. And I be like, yo, fuck, back then we could even have one fucking dime bag out. Like, shit.
Okay.
You had to hire a dime in your fucking ass crack back just if you wanted to be outside smoking later.
They're not checking down there, man. They're not gonna check down there. They're gonna be like, nah, that shit smell like shit, nigga.
Yo,
shit.
Nah.
They checking your shit.
Like street hustler that's selling bro right now, they got it sweet. They do got it sweet. Compared to us, yo, bro, you had to fucking run from the cops to sell a dime.
Shit.
It was
For
crazy.
real. $10.
$10 for $10, and you probably had only 3 lines on it back then.
For real.
Not even a half a gram. It was 3-4 lines on a dime back in the day.
.5s, nigga, used to go crazy. You used to probably sell them shits for $20.
Facts.
For real, I already know.
People come by 50 dime bags, 60 dime bags, 100 dime bags, and go somewhere else in another state and just sell it for double.
Yo, word, because they will dead ass buy it too. And like, how do you feel about the fact that like they had that going on, like selling on the block back then? Like, what do like how like what type of effect do you think that has now on the block owners since these dispensaries are open now?
I mean, right now, the way I see it, people that holding down their block selling bud, they still got it good because they got the market is crazy right now. Because I heard the streets you could get pounds for like $600-$800. You know, and if you already was established and you getting those prices and you got selling eights for $25, you coming up, like
Yeah, facts.
You coming up. The numbers is crazy in the streets right now. Like ever since New York got legal, like shit, people from all over the place just started dumping more weed into New York, into the street market at that.
Shit, and another question too, like, so were these prices like, matter of fact, one, so these prices that you were saying like 400 and all that, that was back in the 90s or that was like in the early 2000s?
No, I'm talking about right now. I heard that
No.
the prices are on the floor.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like how the ounces of haze was 400 and all that type of shit.
Oh yeah, I remember back then you was able to go down to Miami and buy pounds of haze for like 4,000, 4,200, 4,500, and
Like each, like for one.
for 1
Yeah,
pound.
per.
Sheesh.
Per.
And if you was able to come to the city and sell those pounds for $6,600, 6,700, 6,000, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, like the stock market, shit was going up and down. One day it will be 6,200. The next day you wake up, you know, pounds is for 6,700 now. So imagine if you had a good plug in the South and you was getting pounds for 4Gs and change, and you coming uptown and you selling the shit for
67.
2 racks. For 2 racks, you know, 2 racks, you making 2 racks just from 1 pound. Like, you know,
So imagine you come back with 5 of them things. That's 10 G's.
imagine. And then
Plus what you gave up to bottom shits.
So imagine you had a block and you was able to bag it up. I'm talking about 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 for
Oh
a
my
dime.
God,
So
that's
you-
a $10,000 pack, bro.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Yes.
Come on, man, because a
At least
pound is a
I already
pound.
see you
A
know your
pound is
math.
sick. Come on, yo, I'm Panther Senior's son, man. This nigga told me the whole game in and out, bro. You break that shit down, bro.
Even
that
for
shit's
the,
crazy.
Even for the dudes that wasn't even going to the South and buying the peas here for
Mm-hmm.
$6,000, right? They were still bagging $12,000 worth.
Facts.
At
It's a
0.3, at
10,000
0.4, so they were still making money.
10 to 12
Yeah.
G's, bro. I got 5s and 10s, bro. Dubs.
And what were the type of strains they had back then?
Yo, back then, like I'm talking about 97 and on, like everybody just wanted to smoke haze, purple haze.
Yeah,
But were
haze.
there other things outside besides?
Yeah, there was
Besides haze?
there was
Like
regular
Arizona,
weeds,
right?
There was Arizona. There
Yeah.
was, you know that because remember New York went from
What time sour came out?
I was
Sa-
about to ask that question. Fuck.
sour. I remember getting sour back in 05.
Whew.
And I introduced it to the black, and everybody's like, what's this? What, you know, like everybody felt like sour was weird. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm like, yo, this shit is going for 7,000, 8,000. A few people knew what sour was. So I remember I took that shit out the block. I said, fuck it, nobody wants this shit. Then to come find out, I sold all them shits for like, I remember I got them shits for like $4,700. I sold them shits for like $6,700.
Not bad.
And then I was tight because then, like maybe a few months later,
Price went up?
Now the hype went about, sour, 8,000, 9,000 a pound. I'm like, fuck, I just had a whole bunch and I just got rid of them because
Damn.
nobody wanted it because nobody knew about it. And it was crazy. It was crazy.
And you was gonna say something?
No, go ahead. What you gonna say?
How did you feel about that impact when it first got introduced into the game? Like how did you feel once that? Because you didn't stop hustling. Like once you found that out, like I'm assuming that you had to catch up, in a sense of like, I bet. So let's see what the sour thing is about. Like, yo, reflip the bread, get your hands on some more sour. Did you still get the sour for the price that you had it then when the hype went up? You know what I mean?
Because after a while, the price went down because then more people started going to Cali, and then you know the
It
price
became more accessible.
Yeah, so the more accessible it became, the cheaper it got. And then I remember in 2010, that's when the sour really blew up because haze, for some reason, there was a big raid. I remember I think the operation was called Green Venom. So many people went down on that shit. That kind of destroyed the haze game. And that's when Cali started coming in with mad weed. Like sour became the thing. Like it was haze and sour. Like if you didn't have haze and you didn't have sour, you wasn't really nothing big. If you had haze and sour at that time, you was somebody. Like, oh shit, your block was popping. Because you know sour was sour just took over for a minute in New York.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Hey, haze never fell off, but sour took over for a minute. Like that's all everybody wanted to smoke.
I heard of niggas putting up to the block buying 20 dimes. They don't even want a whole ounce, bro. They just want 20 dimes, nigga, in a brown paper bag, nigga. Like shit like that. Like,
Yo,
I heard it was like crazy like that. Like, for somebody to pull up to the block and like just cop out, like, yo, let me just get 20 dimes, bro. Give me that shit. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
because nobody was selling ounces, so then you had to
Yeah.
buy the dime bags or the 20 bags. That's why.
And even so, you making a grip because they all
Yeah.
0.3. You know.
Like after 2010, when the sour hit, like it just took over for a minute, and then out of nowhere, if the same way it came in, it just faded out again.
Facts.
God.
Like right now, you know how many people want official loud sour? It's a whole bunch. You know?
Do you think the weed in the streets is better than in the dispensaries, or like what's your take on that?
Yo, pause.
What's wrong?
It's just wanted to stop the lighting real quick. Don't want to fuck it up during the video.
All right, so we wait until you put it back on and we go back in. What was the question I had asked him?
You had asked if the weed is better in the streets than the dispensary.
Yeah.
I say avoid that question because he's working in the dispensary. Give me bad advertising.
Smart.
So let's
We'll cut that out.
yeah. So I would
Resume.
Wait. You coming back in?
yeah, we'll continue.
All right, when you come back in, we resume, my boy.
No, yeah, I'm
You
about to
been out,
pull up
yeah.
and let me see your water.
Huh?
Can I take some of your water?
Yeah.
My bad, I got the climb off
Air
crazy.
drink that shit.
Nah,
I'm gonna air
definitely.
drink a little bit too.
Alright.
Hold on.
Something better than none. Song go fire too.
Alright.
Not gonna lie.
All right, sorry for the delays, but we back at it again. So I got a question for you. How long you had in the game, and what was the transition like from being in that street life to then going that legal route? Like, what was the struggles? What was the easy ways? Like, talk about your little experience you
I'm
had
saying,
with that.
if you want to count when I was 16 trying to sell nickel bags, then it was 25 years in the streets. You understand?
A quarter of a
So,
life.
so,
Damn, that's a quarter of a lifetime, my guy.
Real.
so I remember
Not
when
even that age.
when we was like, yo, we're gonna get dedicated to the block. It was in '97. You know, summer '97. We little before summer '97. That's when it was like, you know what, fuck it. That's what we're gonna do for a living now. We're gonna just
I'm
sell straight up
assuming.
bud.
I'm assuming
And,
97 was a great year.
It was a great year because it was like, you know, you coming out to the streets, you just got determined that this is what you're gonna do. That's how you're gonna feed your family, you know. And being young at 20, so and having a couple of dollars, you paying your bills, you paying your child support, you know, you got money to look cute, you got money to go clubbing, you got money to smoke, and then you got access to all the weed you wanted to smoke because you know you
Yeah, you smoke for free and you making bread off it. What else what
know?
else? That's the whole. That's it. That you crack the industry. That's it. You crack the industry. Like that's basically like you making bread. Like it's like you making bread on selling weed, but you're already smoking weed, so you don't gotta spend your money on the weed. You just use your bread for everything else that you need to do. That shit is fire, bro. Like I can already imagine. And around this time, like what you was bumping to, you was bumping to Jay-Z and shit like that. Like
Jay-Z was popping.
Like, what was your
still-
influence?
Nas was still popping. DMX. I remember when DMX came out in '98.
Woo! With the anthem and shit.
Yeah, that was basically the
Rough
black
Riders
anthem.
anthem.
That was out of the black anthem. You know that was crazy when
A lot of-
when he and then DMX used to come all the time to the block too to cop, and then to have him come
That's
cop weed on the
crazy.
block, and then to have that song come out.
Yo, shout out
DMX.
RP DMX.
Crazy.
Yo, what's up with Jadakiss too? Like, did you ever got to serve him or did you?
Yeah, I remember being on the block and serving Jadakiss and Styles P. You know, they used to come to the block and
buy
hang
some
out
good.
front.
You know, come on, man. You know they have to pull up and buy the
Word,
good
now
haze
y'all
and
gotta
sour.
pull up
Come
to
on,
light
bro.
up too.
Yeah, that's a fact. They gonna be here though. They know what's up.
I remember Nas and his brothers coming to the block, Jungle Brothers and all that shit. You know,
And like, how you felt about that? Like making those sales and shit like that. Like. Did you feel like, oh shit, it's dumb, or like did you keep it cool and you just
Nah,
like, yo, here's
I kept it cool and calm and collective. You know,
Of course.
I knew I had these dudes came with money, so I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
that. So straight up hustling, you know, like yo, what y'all buying? Yo, we're buying 20s and dimes. Like yo, we got ounces too. We got peas, you know.
facts.
So you know, things like that.
Nah, and there was what out there like what they bought like dimes or what they copped out on like,
a lot of times they used to just come and try to get the whole bundle.
Shit,
and then because remember a lot of times we used
Rap
to,
life, bro.
you know, sometimes we used to keep the black work on the bags. Like
Yeah.
ounces was good weed, but you know,
Facts.
It depends. If they liked it what we had in the ounces, then they used to buy ounces. If not, they were like, nah, we buying straight up the block work. You know, them 20s, them dimes.
Yeah, facts. Everything. Give me the whole bundle. How much is it? 560?
Yeah. Let me get the whole bundle. How much? 600. All right, let me get. You know, we have bundles of 500, 600. It depends. Back then, it was always bundles of 5 and 600.
They came with their money right. Okay.
They always came with their money right. You know,
Shit,
everybody always comes to get deals, but.
Yeah, but they come with they paper straight. They paper straight.
They always did. I ain't gonna front.
And what were films that influenced you also to be out in the street? Like what are your top movies? What was
to be honest, the movie that fucked up my head and opened my eyes was Scarface.
Scarface?
Wow, talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Because imagine being a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, but then you seeing all these dudes that hanging around you, big ass chain, all this money, girls all the time,
Cuban links and all that.
You know, and then to come see the movie and be like, oh shit, hold up. That's what these dudes is doing. Hold up. You know, that fucked up my head. Like that really opened my eyes to what the street was. Like, you know, I was blind to it. I'm thinking all this chain and all this shit was cool. Yeah. And so I saw reality, like, oh shit,
where
hold
it was
up.
coming from and all that.
Yeah, you rocking suits and shit like that.
Yeah, like this shit is, oh shit,
like,
that's what these dudes are doing.
Facts. If anything, they'll have like a little necklace or whatever, like type of shit. If anything.
So me being the hustler that I was, I said, "Yo, dude, what's up? Let me get $5, bro. You can't tell me you don't got no money, bro, because I see you making money. Because you know, my eyes got opened up, so I already knew what they was doing.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
So you know what? Fuck, Jeff. You know what? Go to the store, get me this, get me that, and you know what? Fuck $5. Here's 20. Here's 30. I like bet. Anytime y'all want something to get done, let me know. I'm doing it.
By the end of the week, you already up like 500.
No, it wasn't like that. But you know, being a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, and you making $20 just to do a store run,
yo,
like bro,
that's a dream, bro. With $1, you survive. You go with $1.
That was bread. $20 to go to the store. $10, even $5. Just like, you give me $5 to go to the store and just buy a pack of beers, a pack of cigarettes. What? You know, I had to plug with the store. You know, so they was like, yo, Jeff, you can't buy the cigarettes right in front of us. You got to do this and this and that. And I bet, fine. So you know, I already knew the code. Like, yo, let me get a brown bag. You know, let me get a brown bag. Like, what kind of brown bag you wanted? Because remember, the beers, you had to ask for the brown bag and find out how many packs you buying. I'm buying two 6-pack. All right, you need a big brown bag. Go to the back. Put it in there.
Put in the brown
and
bag.
Then just walk out the store. You know. I'm like, bet. So since I had that plug with the store owners. Anytime somebody wanted for something in the store, I was ready. I was on that hustle. Like, yo, who needs me to go to the store? And I already knew they had bread, so I knew that I was going to get something out of just going to the store.
Yeah.
Shit.
Quick question. So, did you see anything as a kid that traumatized you in a way and, like, was a part of your way of being in character today? Or like another way to look at it is there's something did you see something as a kid that opened your eyes or affected your childhood besides that experience of you realizing?
But when you say that, you mean street stuff or
anything?
It could be anything, but specifically street stuff.
I mean, when it comes to street stuff, I remember fucking coming out of junior high school, and a man just go up to another man and just pop him right there. You know?
Damn.
It's crazy. Like, she was crazy. I'm talking about junior high school. I must have been like, what, 10 years old, 12 years old, I think, at that time. Even younger, right? 4th grade, junior high school.
No,
right?
4th grade is
elementary.
Yeah, but I was in a special program that I was in a 4th and 5th grade junior high school type shit.
Like it was together.
Yeah.
Like the middle school was
so
together. So
basically, if you pass, you go on to 6th grade. If you fail, you stay in 5th. So, you know what's coming straight out of junior high school, freshman, you know, and see some shit like that, like, oh shit, somebody just bodied somebody. Like, what the fuck? And then, you know, just looking at the body on the floor, like, oh shit. And then I remember there's a lady across the street, Nino, come, hurry. And I'm looking at her and I'm looking at She like, hurry, because she's trying to protect me, you know?
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
you know, somebody just got body.
Yeah, like
know?
you just stuck looking at that
And
shit.
I was,
Like, yo.
but I wasn't stuck that I was in shock. I'm like, oh shit, that shit is crazy. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like, what
facts.
fuck?
More like that. Like, oh shit, that shit.
Yo.
And then coming home, coming home, and your mom like, say, how was school? Everything was great. Oh, yeah, everything was great. And just, speaking to y'all guys now, like basically, like
Yeah.
to this day, my moms don't know, like, yo, somebody just got body, and I was seeing somebody leaking in the street, you know.
She's gonna know now.
Well, she gonna.
She won't know now.
Sorry, grandma.
You know, that's the most craziest shit I've seen, basically. Like, it was crazy. I remember there was a drill on the block when we was kids that once some fight was going on, go to the building, just run to the building, right? Wow. So once everything was over, that's it. We was all able to come back outside. That was the drill when I was a kid. Like, yo, shit, all the kids to the building. And everybody and all the moms, father, whoever, all the kids run to the building. We already knew some shit was going on, that we wasn't supposed to be outside because it was not safe. And we run in the building like maybe 15, 20 minutes, half hour later. Everybody could come back out because everything was calm.
Just for a fight?
For a fight, because you never know what was going to happen.
I mean, damn, they didn't do that for me in elementary.
Damn.
A fight happened, a fight just happened.
No, but I'm not talking about elementary. I'm talking about that was a block drill. That our
parents. Where he lived at.
Parents
and where you lived at.
6, 7, 8 years old. Like, yo, everybody in the building.
And where was this at for the viewers? Like,
up in Dykeman.
It was in Dykeman?
Yeah, like that was the drill. Like, we want our kids to be outside and play. But this is the drill. Once we say run to the building, you had to run to the building because some grown-up shit was going on that you couldn't be outside. It was not safe. So,
what the
fuck? Then we used to get the green light. Everybody could come outside and back and play.
And then just come back outside like it's
That's how
regular
crazy
day.
it was.
Wow, man.
Did you have a father figure growing up?
Well, you could say yes. Not my personal person, my father. Peace to my father. Thank God he's still in my life, but. Like, my father figure at the moment were my cousins, my bigger cousins, especially Caramelo, rest in peace. Like, I was up and down with him, Yeah. That was, like, mostly the most father figure that I felt that I had.
Did that affect you, not having your father around?
Of course, because I felt like when I was in the streets, I ain't had nobody to defend me. Like, even though I have family, but I'm the type, if I got problems, I'm not going to tell my family to come defend me. I would just keep it to myself and deal with it. You know? And that's how I was. Even when I was bullied when I was a kid, there was some times that I had to fuck it. I can't fucking fight this nigga because even if I try, he's gonna beat me up because I tried it. Yeah. So sometimes I got punk. I ain't gonna lie when I was a kid. But there was a lot of times I was like, fuck it. I know you're gonna fuck me up, but I'm gonna still fight you.
Yeah.
That's how it is though.
I'm gonna have that heart and fight. I'm gonna have that heart and I'm gonna fight you.
You still got yours, yeah.
But there was times, because I didn't have no backing, and I knew you had a backing. I just be like, I'm gonna bow down. Like, fuck it, you got it, cause I know who you got behind you. But when you was on one-on-one, like, what's up now?
Yeah.
The way I feel about situations like that is sometimes it's okay to walk the other way. Like, you don't always gotta win every battle you come across. Like, sometimes walking away is the best option, especially in this game we call life. Like, it's not a game. It's not GTA. You can't revive again if shit go left. So sometimes
you can't live your life like
those
you
L's in reality in the long run become a win. And that's just how I see
Word.
it.
That is true. It's true.
What would you say was like one biggest L that you took?
Word.
But
financially.
It could be
financially, life,
anything.
What is the biggest L that you're proud of to say?
That
you came back out from it.
My biggest L was sometimes not getting my money back from a lot of people that owe me money. That's my biggest L. Fuck that,
Was it because of trust?
No, not because of trust. I didn't get it back. It was because shit. The person that owes me money probably is still fucked up to this day. Yeah. And then it came to the point that maybe when they got better, I was like, fuck it, you know what? I'm not even going to taste you for this shit.
And what was your status as a hustler when when there was a drought on Haze and Sour, when like it went down? Because there was a moment that, it was hot and then it just... Was
I
not.
mean, when you're talking about when there was a drought in the haze, when haze was really popping, I'm talking about like everybody wanted to have the haze on their block and everybody wanted to smoke haze. I used to love the droughts because for some reason I got so plugged in with people that have were able to get haze on their hands during drought. They were able to, they were serving me still. Like I remember getting haze for like fucking 6,600, and I was able to sell them for 7,200 as a fucking wholesale price. So like I remember a couple of my boys be like, yo, how the fuck is it that you get the money up front from these clients? I can't even get not even a dime, money up front. I was like, yo, it's that they see me out here every day. So and it's,
they got
it's
no
like,
choice.
no choice. It's I'm like, when you come every day and you see somebody hustling every day and that person never ever try to get over on you, like they used to be like, yo, Jeff, you know what? Look, I want a pound. Here's 7 G's right now. It's better you in your hands than me standing out here trying to wait for you to bring me the pound. And then I take a loss because the cops roll up. Nah, I'd rather you. I know, so they used to give me the money up front. And that's how I was able to get plugged in with all these people that had the plugs to get haze when nobody else was getting a haze because I was coming with the money. Because the client would trust me to come out from out of state, from Brooklyn, from anywhere. And they will give me the money in front. Like, yo, Jay, I need a pound. It's 7 G's, doing droughts. Here, give me the money up front. And I used to be like, go to wherever I'm going. And, was able to pay 6,000, 6,200, 6,600 and still sell them shits for 7,000 and change. I used to love the drunkers of that because I had access to be able to get it.
So you was up during those times.
Yeah.
of
So when
course.
there was a drought, that's when
Big
you made
dog.
more money.
What's that? Back then we had pages or beeper. Like to get at 9 in the morning to get a beep and you see, oh shit, let me see what this client wants. Yo, Jay, I know it's a drought. Make it possible. I need a pound. Yo, them shits cost 8,000. I remember selling haze on drought for 8,000 too.
Damn.
And people will pay for it.
What?
Yes. I'm telling you.
8 G's.
I remember paying myself 7,200 for a pound of haze when drought was on and selling to somebody for $8,000.
Sheesh.
They needed as much as I needed it. Because all I needed was to wholesale it so I could make 500, 600, whatever.
Yeah.
I was letting it go. I don't care. Fuck it. I'm making $500-600 and I haven't even had 5 minutes on the block. Like, fuck.
Sheesh.
Why not?
Why not? And still stay on the block hustling, holding it down.
Making
You
some
probably
more
made
money.
another show right after too.
No, but you understand, a lot of people don't understand. Like, I came up in the streets from being a pitcher. Besides
Jeez.
me and my boy, rest in peace, trying to have
Wow.
a wee spot at 16, I was pitching on the block. From pitching on the block, I became a lookout, a manager. You understand? And then it came to be that I was saving enough money that dudes that were up, they was like, yo, fuck, I want to, like, yo, this dude really holds this block down. It's not even his block. And he always buying ounces. He always buying pounds. Like, and that's how I came up. So then I had a lot of dudes that they were really more investing into the game of haze, but they wasn't playing that street life. They were playing that, being that plug life, and at the end of the day,
Facts.
They were just investing their money and they wasn't really hitting the streets. Like, I was hitting the streets. Like I was down with dudes like, yo, they was bringing 100 pounds. Like, yo, Jay, like, damn, man, I don't know how to bring these 100 pounds up to the city. I said, bet, give me $100 for each pound. I'll figure it out for you. And shit like that. That's how I came up.
Shit.
That
gotta be a bag and a half.
Rest in peace to my nigga Will Marino. You already know.
Rest in peace.
I remember getting these truck drivers, man. They were the best. Yo. We had a 12-year run, bro. Making $100 at HP.
Wow, 12 years.
12 years run.
Would you say you have more wins in the game or more losses?
To me, I think it balanced out. I didn't win too much and I didn't lose too much. I just knew what to do and not what to do. And I went through a lot of struggles in the streets, because you take losses sometimes. You was trying to make fucking $300, but the loss you took, it was a $5,000. And what I mean by that is like maybe I was serving somebody a pound for like, let's say 6,600. I was trying to make $600. But I gave it to them. They went on the block. Either they got rolled up, they probably got robbed. It's probably a story. What I mean by
Facts,
story is they come back and tell you something happened to them, and in reality, it probably even didn't happen. They just needed to come up, and they was like, you know what, Jay is a cool dude. He's not gonna kill me. He's gonna just tell me to pay his money back whenever I can. And I was like that. Well, but if I found out you fucked me over, like it was over. Like
Of course.
even if I didn't do something to you physically, bro, I wasn't fucking with you no more.
Were there people that were actually paying you back when that actually happened?
No, there were a lot that they got back on their feet, and they were able to pay me back. There was even people that I trusted enough to be like, here, continue giving them work so they could come back up, get back right for themselves, and pay me at the same time as they go.
Yeah.
And
So I like that everybody could win. Like they both could get paid.
But
also.
I had to trust you enough to do that with you. If I didn't trust you enough to do that with you, it's because I felt something shady about how you took that loss. So I would just take the loss. I'd be like, fuck it, you know what? I don't see you paying me back, so take that. Forget about it. I'm not gonna waste my time chasing you.
Yeah. There's bigger fish to fry. Like there's more money to get. Like you have more money to get besides that little L that you took. So for instance, it could be somebody that you gave them an onion for 400 or whatever the case is, although you're moving peas for 8 racks and shit like that. Like you rather not get in a situation with somebody where you can harm yourself on something small like that and still continue to move something on something bigger.
Like, when people owe me bread, I used to see them in the streets, and I used to be like, yo, let me get, you got it, let me get it. If you got something, let me get it. Some people would, some people don't. Somebody, I remember OG once told me, yo, Jay, when they're going to pay you, they're going to pay you. Whether they see you 5 years from now, a year from now, if there was in their heart to pay you, they're going to pay you. So don't go crazy. Like, you charge them, but don't go crazy chasing them. If they're giving you a hard time, don't even go crazy. Like, fuck it. They lose. Because you still making money, you still working, you still hustling. Don't waste your time running after them. If they're going to pay you, they're going to pay you regardless. And he was right. There was a lot of people that they'll take a L after I front and come back 3, 4, 5 months, and they'll come back and pay me. There's some to this day that they haven't paid me. And that's the way it is.
Looking back at your life, would there be anything that you would change, or would you do it all the same again?
Well, when you put it like that, you want to change a lot of things in your life, but there's nothing really you could do about it. I came into reality to know that like things in the past stay in the past. You could just learn from it, and that's why it's called history in school, because you learn from that, from what happened. So maybe you don't bump into the same mistake, and if you do, you at least know how to adjust so you can fix it.
And you started hustling when you were 16, no? You said?
Officially, yes, you could say. Unofficially, because I stopped, because I can remember what I said.
Of course, on and off.
We were still living with mom, Dukes, and shit like that, and then, well, when you could say officially that, I was like, fuck it was 18 and on.
So if you were to meet 16-year-old you right now, what would be the advice you would give him right now?
Keep hustling, because you're still going to make it to the top.
All right. And that's the wrap up right there, guys.
Hold on.
Before
one more question, and then we could talk about this shit.
Yes, sir.
What advice would you give to the young kids that's struggling today in the streets right now?
Well, right now, just have a goal. If you're going to be in the streets, have a goal, because your goal is always to get out the streets. Never have the goal to stay in the streets. Always find a way to try to get out, because that's what you're hustling. You're hustling to have a better life, or to have a meal in your plate one, because it's hard. So what I tell young people right now, always have a goal. If you want to be in the streets doing whatever you're doing, have a goal to get out the streets and do something right.
Copy. That's a good one.
So I usually tell people whenever they're planning on trying to do something or doing something already, like, plan it out right. So that's what you really telling them out there? Like, plan it out right, save your bread, and then go for like what they truly want to go for and focus on that and hustle on that?
Of course. If you're going to be hustling outside,
or anything.
You gotta
or
have
anything.
a purpose. Yeah, like anything. Even if you want to have your own clothing line, and you anything. A hustler is a hustler, but always have a goal. And and as long as you have a goal, you'll make it. And then remember, when you start something and then it doesn't work out, when you start it again, you're not starting from the beginning. You're starting from a learning experience. So that's how you got to take things.
Copy.
All
All right, guys. Before we wrap it up, we want to introduce some of the things we got on the table for y'all. How we'll let you talk about some of the stuff you got them buzz, and then we talk about the other stuff outside.
All right, we got, if y'all all know, J Master J, Run DMC. We got that in the store.
Nice.
Popping, he got a nice cassette. You have 2 joints right here. Perfect. We got Rolling Stones about to hit the store soon. We got the ladies. Perfect. Everybody know the Rolling Stones. So they got their thing. They got the only living soil. Well, not the only ones, but they got living soil. So they growing some good stuff on the farm. What we got over here?
I'm smoking on this right now. Well, we smoking on this right now. Put this in the camera real quick. That's the Rolling Stone right there.
There you go.
And then this is what we smoking on right
Show
now.
some of the J Master J.
And we also got gummies here too. Show them the gummies. They pretty dope.
Yeah,
I had
that's honest.
They
That's
got a little
honest.
Shout out.
spicy mint to them.
Honest is the same grower that grows the J Master J.
Fire. Shout out to Jams too.
You already know.
Shout out
Word.
producer Jams. He got the souffle on
Produce-
deck. You know the
yeah,
vibes, bro.
Souffle.
That shit is, you feel me?
You might see it and got
might-
them buzz. Who knows?
Who knows,
Let's see.
bro? Who
Souffle in the
knows? Who
building.
knows?
Thank
Shout
you,
out
thank
producer
We might be
Jams.
smoking that right now, but who
Producer
knows?
Jams.
We never know. Who knows, man?
And,
But yeah.
and don't slack on them tantrums. Tantrums, that's how you say it, right? I'm always messing that one up.
Shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think you said it right though.
Yeah, that's-
you ain't
that-
far off, my guy.
that's great right there. Everybody thinks about smoking, but this a whole world when it comes to the cannabis plant.
Alright, y'all, but that's it for episode 3. But keep in mind, this is episode 3, part 1. We got more to come. This was a little preview of what's to come. I hope you
That's a
had a
fact.
good night. Feel me? I
Or a
did,
good day.
especially,
Can't wait to work
interviewing
on
my
that
dad
movie.
with my blood brother and my cousin.
Yes, sir. Yes,
it
sir.
can't get no better. But
Movie
it's
coming
gonna get
soon.
better.
Keep everything in the
Little
Light up
documentary
podcast,
coming soon.
you
Light
already
up,
know.
D Lover
Light
out.
up.
Light up. Got them buzz. We
Light
got
up.
productions coming. You already know. We out.
Bam.